Brisbane. There were no such hassles for these supporters, who managed to board their flights this morning.
We're just pumped to get over there and hope they can get the job done.
It's been a tough week, a lot of nerves going on. I'm just glad that it's here finally, yeah.
Canapé.
South Australia has maintained its AA1 credit rating and its stable outlook, according to Moody's. The global ratings agency says the state's credit profile is underpinned by a strong institutional framework. Our economy will also benefit from significant investments in defence and renewable energy projects. Rex Patrick is making another bid for the Senate. He'll run as a candidate for the Jackie Lambie network at the upcoming federal election.
I've been standing back looking at what's been happening in Canberra, and I'm quite disappointed. The choices moving forward are not great, and just the ability to go in with a small party where there's the only faction that will be in the Jackie Lambie network in terms of me and her is that she's Army and I'm Navy.
Mr Patrick served as a senator for SA from 2017 to 2022. Well, the Prime Minister has dismissed concerns Australia's military ties with the US may be weaker if Donald Trump becomes president. Anthony Albanese has landed in Philadelphia ahead of the Quad meeting with his American, Indian and Japanese counterparts. Some analysts believe Mr Trump may walk away from key defence pacts if he wins the November election. But Mr Albanese says the alliance goes beyond any one leader.
Our relations with our friends here in the United States is a relationship between nations based upon our common values that we have. It is not just a relationship between individuals, as strong as my relationship with President Biden has been.
Veterans who served in Timor have been honoured at a service in Canberra 25 years after the peacekeeping operation began. More from Zach De Silva.
In 1999, thousands of ADF personnel and federal police began arriving in what was then East Timor as part of a UN peacekeeping operation. Nearly 1,400 civilians were killed in violence in the island territory after its residents voted for independence from Indonesia. Hundreds have gathered here at the Australian Peacekeeping Memorial to remember the operation. Dr Martin Hess was part of it and says he was greeted warmly in some areas.
Mobs of young kids who greeted us to kind of like liberate us.
Veterans Affairs Minister Matt Keogh is honouring the 6 Australians who were killed.
We hold their families and their loved ones close to our hearts.
Services are also being held at other memorials around the nation.
The leader of militant group Hezbollah is vowing retaliation, saying Israel has crossed the line in recent attacks. At least 37 people have been killed after walkie-talkies and pagers exploded. Israeli planes have flown over Beirut, causing sonic booms across Lebanon. Now turning to FIVEAA Sport.
For top brand, tailor-fitted men's suits and casual wear, see Ignition for Men, 54 Payneham Road, Stepney.
Well, there's plenty of anticipation ahead of tonight's Port Swans prelim at the SCG. The winner is through to the AFL Grand Final. Port is also in AFLW action this afternoon against the Kangaroos in Melbourne. A shock for those at Geelong's captain's run this morning. Assistant coach Stephen King suffered a medical episode and collapsed. Geelong take on Brisbane tomorrow at the MCG. And Graham Arnold has quit as Socceroos coach 20 days before the second wave of World Cup qualifiers. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
Meet Norwood and Glenelg players in Rundle Mall Saturday before they battle in the 2024 Grand Final.
Afternoon, got a car fire to look out for at the moment in Evanston Gardens. That's on Dawson Road near Clark Road. A couple of crashes too in Woodville North on Torrens Road near Hanson Road, in Noarlunga on Beach Road near Goldsmith Drive, and in Smithfield Plains on Curtis Road near Peachy Road. There's also a twisted traffic light thanks to a crash. That's in Parafield on Kings Road near Cross Keys Road. Your local IGA has mega dollar deals like Connoisseur Gourmet Ice Cream, 1 litre selected varieties, $6 each, half price. Offer ends September 24, while stocks last, excludes Foodland. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
Now the FIVEAA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Showers this afternoon, showers tomorrow 17, Sunday a shower or two 19, Monday partly cloudy up to 20. Right now it's 15 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, Port Adelaide's date with Destiny at the SCG. We'll have all the latest ahead of tonight's preliminary final and the colour as thousands of fans make the pilgrimage. Plus the older and cheaper medication proven to be the best migraine treatment. And from job seeker to the age pension, The major boost hitting bank accounts today. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show.
Get around the little fuck!
Stephen Rowe and Tim Jennifer.
Good afternoon, 6 after 4. The time has finally come. The Power one step away from that elusive grand final. It is preliminary final footy Friday, all thanks to Rusden Wines in the Barossa Valley, home of the Blackgut Shiraz. RusdenWines.com.au. Rowey, Timmy G, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Sam. I tell you what, it is prelim night. Port v Sydney tonight. Sample grand final on Sunday, 2:30. Norwood could bring back the king of the parade, Matty Panos, of course, 5AA's own sample show on Monday nights. Glenelg, well, they're looking to get the job done with the same crew. They've been able to produce 3 really good finals so far. The Socceroos coach, Graham Arnold, departs, surprisingly, so the hunt is on for a new coach there. Travis Head absolutely smacked England, made 154 not out in the one-day game and leads Australia to victory, as I welcome the very naughty Stephen Rowe. Now, you think I don't hear things, don't you? You think I don't hear things.
I'm not even looking at you, Tim.
No,
he's not.
You gave it a squirt.
No, I didn't. She did. Not she, sorry, Stacey.
With no permission whatsoever.
Oh, no.
That is so naughty. Now we got a unique homestyle food text in a heartbeat. Can you feel it, Timmy G?
No,
Says Rob. He's all over it.
I ran out of Studio A, which this is, into our little sport room. And you swung around, and then I thought, well, I need to go to the toilet.
You naughty
I'm just
boy.
Cheeky, mate.
Well, you know, tonight is a very nervous night
It
for
is.
all fans. You get to the prelim, they're massive games. Like, you know, if you can get through, you've got a chance of
The
winning
ultimate
a premiership.
prize.
But if you don't, you're back in the heap for the again.
But you'd rather be on the dance floor. Look at me.
Of course you would.
Look at me sitting here as miserable as...
Yeah, I'm with you.
I could use a lot of adjectives there, but I've cleaned my act up, Timmy.
Well played.
Yeah.
And you're right, though. It is a thing that I reckon you prefer to be there than not. But I know we live in a cancel culture society now.
do.
But cancelling flights to Sydney, that is just not cricket. Let me tell you.
Your flight QF734 from Adelaide at 10 on Friday the 20th has been cancelled. We are finding you a new flight and we'll be in touch soon. Well, that was at 9:48 and haven't had anything back from Qantas since then. Well, it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. You don't put on flights and then cancel them. And not while we're sitting there waiting just to get there an hour before you're meant to board and they cancel it. It's not good enough.
Yeah, a little bit of chaos down there at the airport. A lot of disappointed people. They've spent a lot of money wanting to get there, to get a ticket, get a flight, and on the day of, no real reasoning, I don't think, any weather-wise. Beautiful in Sydney. Beautiful here, really, for flying. No excuse to cancel it.
We've all had flights cancelled and even delayed. We all have.
It's
This one for me just really stinks and hurts. You can hear the hurt in the people's voices there. Firstly, Qantas gouge you, which is what they did. They would have jacked the prices right up for Adelaide to Sydney
I
flights.
think it was $600 as soon as they beat Hawthorn.
But that's what I mean.
One way.
Then they bank your money. Timmy, try getting your money back. Have you ever had a flight cancelled? Try getting it back.
Oh, yeah, it's a difficult process, and you can, most of the time you end up with credits. That's and then you got to try and use those somewhere.
There's got to be
a better system.
There has to be.
Yeah.
And if it's proven that this is anything, and I'll be careful with my words, untoward, like to profit, to be profiteering, and the ACCC can investigate. There's a lot of people absolutely shattered because of this.
Hopefully, most of those people there this
stinks.
morning have found a way to get there, but if not, hopefully they're listening to 5AA tonight, and we can hopefully give them a winning call with a bit of luck. So we'll see what happens there. Very upset. Alira was interviewed. Now we had Alira interviewed and Lockie Jones, and two different sort of points of view. Alira wanted to talk about the prelim and the opportunity.
We've got a very, very young group, and I think my message to them is just enjoy the moment, enjoy being around each other, because these opportunities don't come too often, and who knows when the next time we'll play in a prelim.
Yeah, look, I'm all for enjoying being around one another. I like that, but don't just enjoy the final for the fact that you're there. You don't enjoy it until you finish it, until you've won it.
Till you've won it.
That's the only time you enjoy it. To be fair, any final, you're nervous because you want to win. And you're absolutely over the top nervous because you can't face the fear of losing. So once you've won, that's when you enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a good point.
You don't enjoy before.
No.
You can't because you're on the edge. You're a competitor.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting one. From
Maybe that was my problem why I lost 5.
Maybe. I couldn't tell you. I wasn't there in your rooms, but yeah. But Lockie Jones, he's gone another path about not looking too far ahead. I like this. Lockie Jones.
We use it as a motivator, but not as we don't look to the grand final of we're going to be there. We don't make the same mistake as looking too far ahead as some people.
Now I reckon he nearly slipped with. I don't want to look too far ahead like we did in 2021. I reckon he nearly slipped with that, but I think he's dead right with that attitude and saying, like, we've got a big job here to try and win Sydney in Sydney. If we do that, then we'll worry about next week. Now we've got to win this.
His first year of Sanford footy, he won a premiership with the Eagles. He's been there and done that. He knows.
I think he won the 18s flag. He did. And then he won the senior flag the next year.
That's exactly
right. He knows about the big dance and pressure.
A lot of people ask me what I think. I think Port can win. Swans v Port. The last game, Port won by 112 points. I said this fact to Stacey.
Yep.
No team has ever lost a home and away game by 100 points or more and gone on to make a grand final. Sydney lost by 112.
Is that right?
Not one team ever has done that. And here's the other good stat for you guys. When you lead at half-time, you never lose.
Wow.
So I said to Stacey, that's when I said, look, if you're up at half-time, play this.
We're not doing it.
Don't you dare do that again.
Do that.
But Sydney are the worst first quarter team of the top 8 teams. Port are number 1.
Right.
Sydney are 7th of the 8 finals teams for centre square clearances, and Port are number 1.
Okay, so there's a couple of good stats.
So if you can win the centre square,
yeah.
Okay, if you can win the first quarter, be up at half time, bring the heat for 4 quarters,
all right,
you can get it done.
We got Hamish Hartlett on at 4:30.
Let's put all that to him.
Put that to him. I reckon they're really good stats. Well played, and hopefully the boys can do exactly that. Errol Goulden, on the other hand, he thinks records like that, well, pish posh.
Oh.
We also hadn't beaten the Giants before in a final before last week, so when we go out there on Friday, we've also got a chance to make history as well.
You wanted to say something else there, didn't you? You wanted to say P155 off.
It rhymes
Didn't you?
It rhymes with.
That was clever.
Pish posh is a word.
Yeah.
So he's right, though.
Of course he is.
I think he said, well, we hadn't beaten GWS in a final before, but we have now.
Yeah.
So
take
it with a grain of salt.
Barmy used to love this one. You know when you run out for the start of this final, what's the scoreboard? 0-0.
0-0.
It's 0-0.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what's happened before.
Nothing matters. It matters from the minute that ball bounces.
Ball's bouncing, we're into it.
Yeah.
Love it. Like that. He was a smart man.
I love Barmy.
Should get him at the Crows.
Well, they haven't rung him. They reckon he's passed it. I'm filthy about that. Now you've got me angry.
That. Yeah.
Now I'm angry.
See, I didn't mean that. Lee Montagna on Fox. He is one of the few that's actually made a case for Port to win.
So this year, Port Adelaide, if you look at the top line, games that total under 160 points, so sort of 80 points apiece, lower scoring games. It's actually been a great strength of Port Adelaide this year. They are 11-2 in games where they've been relatively low scoring. If it turns into a bit more of a shootout, over 160 points, that doesn't really suit Port Adelaide. They're less than 50-50. But you can see for the Swans, that has been their go most of the year. Playing in shootouts, convincingly winning. If they can get them under 100 and keep it into a tight, low-scoring game, it gives them a chance, because people have forgotten that in the last 11 games, Port Adelaide have only conceded more than 75 points twice. But because Geelong is so fresh in their minds, but they have actually been defending really strongly. They are in really great shape.
So there you go. It's a little bit into your circle as well with some of those viewpoints. So well played.
They are. Apparently, Charlie Dixon's $1 to be subbed off in this game.
Oh.
And $1.50 to be subbed off after half time.
Oh, okay.
What does that say?
It says that's taking a tall out that perhaps shouldn't have been in.
Have you gotten over that selection? I hope for him, because
he's won the game.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's one of the loveliest blokes, fierce competitor. I hope he can get it together tonight.
It'd be great, wouldn't it?
I hope he can get it together.
Great for him, and like you said, great.
Well, he does.
Too.
You win.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Let's get a little bit of what would you say? Let's get a bit of atmosphere from Sydney itself and go right to the heart of it with 9 News Adelaide sports reporter Braden Ingram. G'day, Braden.
G'day, guys. The Paddo RSL, it's like I'm at Albert, and it's absolutely pumping here. It's full power territory.
Wow.
So you're in the RSL. Can you just give us an update on the price of beer there?
Oh, well, to be honest, as much as I'd like to have one in my hand, I haven't quite made it to the bar yet, fellas, can you believe? Close to the microphone in one hand, the hand in the other. But they do. I have a bit of experience up here, and they do sell a cheap beer in the RSL normally. So might see if I can snag one, but a bit of work to do ahead first.
Fair enough too. Hey, any supporters in the room that perhaps had a cancelled flight that managed to get there? Have you run into anybody like that?
So far, so good. Most of the people who I've run into were able to get here early. Quite a few flew up yesterday. So I think the ones who found themselves in trouble might be heading straight to the ground. So they'll be pushing a bit of an uphill battle. But I just spoke to one loyal fan who drove the 14 hours. Said he came across a lot of dead kangaroos and animals, but got here safely. He's been out here for 2 hours, and then he's in the pub. And then guess who I ran into? But Connor Rosie's mum, who is amongst the faithful, and she was almost holding back tears. Just about how proud she is and how proud the family is that, he's captaining his side, the Power in a prelim final. Warren Treadray, Matthew Richardson here. So the club hierarchy also getting amongst the faithful. And it's going to be a really strong turnout tonight. And saying to Hamish Hartlett a little bit earlier, he said the hope is that, like the Hawks had that really strong turnout at Adelaide Oval last week, the Power fans can create that type of atmosphere when they kick a few goals this evening.
I thought you might have said, look who I bumped into, Pat Cummins. Hey, he wants you to stop stalking him, by the way, Brad. Hey, paint a picture of the conditions, because I've heard it's quite warm.
Yeah, it is warm. It's probably not as warm as yesterday, so it was 27 degrees and really blustery yesterday. Today, sitting around 24 in a suit. Obviously, you do feel it a bit more, but it was quite cool last night when the sun went down. So, and it doesn't seem to be too windy, and I think that's something the Power would certainly prefer. I'd say at the moment it's actually really still. So, I hate to say it, but perfect conditions for footy. And I did find it interesting that Hamish Hartlett also said to me before, Ken's had a real edge about him this week, which, given he probably had a real edge about him last week, given the way everything played out, I imagine he found a way to wind them up even further. And I think we'll know pretty early on whether they're going to be bringing that same intensity and pressure that got the job done last week.
Not hearing any whispers of late changes?
Not at this stage, no.
Okay.
It does seem to be a lot more settled than last week, so I'd be surprised. And then I think it's just a matter of who the sub is, whether it's a Narkle or a Francis Evans.
Great name dropping two in that cross. About 9 big names there, Braden. Just one last one. I hope you've got a nice little curly question for Ken and the presser post-match.
In relation to, or you just want one? Have one up my sleeve?
Well, he went at you last time, so I just want you to have one either way. Win or lose, I need a nice little Channel 9 curly question from Braden Ingram, please.
I had a good chat to him yesterday. I feel like we're on good terms, but I'll see what I can muster up. If he's through to a grand final, I don't think he's going to care what he gets asked.
Yeah, well done.
Hey, Braden.
Great work, mate.
Over here, it seems like the mood is a bit like Port Adelaide will go close, but they won't get the chocolates. What's the mood like in Sydney?
I think there's optimism, which can be a dangerous thing sometimes. But I think when you, particularly amongst the fans, when you make this sort of trip, you always live in hope, particularly when you're only one win from a grand final. And it did really seem like Ken and the group were incredibly relaxed yesterday. There wasn't that feeling of a burden, and I think maybe that was that game last week for them. So if they are playing with that sort of freedom and that energy that they do seem to look like they're carrying at the moment, it feels like anything is possible. And I'm looking back through the stats that Swans 4 or 5 times this year, they do have the ability to get oversides and kick goals quickly, but they do give you a massive head start quite often. They did it against the Giants. And I said probably half a dozen times they've done it. So if they give them a 4 or 5 goal look for the Power, then I think they are a huge chance purely because the fact that the Power, they'll be in their heads. We beat you by 112 points, and again, you're 5 goals behind us. So that start's going to be crucial. Yeah,
Port start, they win. Good one. Hey, just do me a favour down the RSL hall there with all the faithful. Get on YouTube on your phone. Type in Jackson 5 and a song, Can You Feel It?
No,
put it
don't
to 10.
Braden, please.
Could you do that for me, Braden?
That's his curse.
I'll see what I can do. Well done,
mate. Good stuff. Thanks very much for your time, Braden.
Pleasure, guys. Go well.
That is
Good
Channel
man.
9 Adelaide sports reporter.
Good lad.
Braden Ingram, good lad, yeah, does a great job there, and he was on the floor exactly where you need to be. And an RSL, that's where you go when you're in Sydney.
I reckon it's about $1.50 for a pony there.
Yeah.
How good.
Oh, the days. You know why? Because they all volunteer.
It's exactly
all
right.
the staff's a
Keep the costs
volunteers,
down.
So it keeps the cost down.
Well, Treaders was there, so he will let us know a little bit later on when he joins us on the show. Port fans, how are the confidence levels? Are you a bit nervous? Do you believe ahead of tonight's game? Best caller who gets involved with us on the show tonight, 8223 0000, wins a bottle of Rusden Blackgut Shiraz for our Footy Friday. For Rusden, Robbo's going to join us. Treaders, we have Hamish Hartlett live at the SCG, Terry McAuliffe as well, and we are giving away that Vintec wine cabinet tonight thanks to Rusden, so looking forward to that a little bit later on. And tonight is your very last chance as well to get on the standby list for AFL Grand Final tickets, flights and accommodation. All you have to do is get on air with us. 8223 0000 is the number, 22 after 4.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
After an epic, hard-fought win over the Hawks, the Power are now just one win away from a spot in the grand final.
Sora's got to go! Not done with yet!
But to say it's going to be a challenge is an understatement. It's preliminary final week, and it's Port Adelaide taking on the Sydney Swans this evening at the SCG.
This game has reached fever pitch.
AFL Finals live on 5AA.
Always Adelaide.
Whether you're moving house, moving materials or moving people, calling Budget Car and Truck Rental is always your best move. Our huge range of vehicles make any move smooth, with trucks, vans, cars, utes, hybrids, 12 to 25-seater buses and more. Find your nearest Budget in the Adelaide CBD, Salisbury, Clemzig, Wingfield, Mailstone, Morfett Vale or the airport. Budget Car and Truck Rental. Get to the good stuff. Call 13 27 27 or visit budget.com.au.
The 2024 Host Plus Samford League Grand Final is this Sunday at Adelaide Oval. Catch all the action when Norwood battle Glenelg from 2:30pm to see who will be crowned Premiers of 2024. And we're celebrating the Festival of Footy. See Adelaide Oval covered with activities for everyone, with kids zones, bars and play on at the free after party in the McGarry Room. Get your tickets now from Ticketek, plus free entry for under 18s. The Host Plus Samford League Grand Final. Nothing beats it.
Nothing beats the Samford!
Look, as we know, the housing crisis is not going anywhere soon. In fact, latest reports suggest it might get worse. But if you're a landlord and you are looking to sell, you have the power to make a difference, a really big difference.
And that's the team at McGain. They've got hundreds of landlords looking to buy right now. So get in touch with the McGain team, sell your property to another landlord, and they'll pay more, don't worry about that. And you'll save on advertising fees.
That's the main thing too. I saw Mike and Zoe yesterday from McGain's. They're good people.
They're at the Carbine Club.
Correct. And it means your current tenants will have somewhere to live. Their kids can go to the same school, hang out with the same friends. At the end of the day, they'll still have that place to call home. That's the most important thing of all.
So as a landlord looking to sell, you have the power to make a huge difference to the housing crisis, and McGain can help you make it happen. Do this. Visit mcgain.com.au.
When the mornings start getting warmer and the sun rises a little bit earlier, the dream you let lie dormant over winter wakes. It's time to start with Olympic Industries Spring Sale. Huge savings on locally engineered verandas, carports, garages, tool sheds and more. Start building your dream now. And one day you'll look back at where it all started, in your own backyard, with Olympic Industries Spring Sale on now.
Did you know you can kickstart your adventure even sooner in an Austrac camper with Austrac Finance? Call 1800 797 797 and get your free quote today.
Austrac Campers!
Are you living with heart disease or know someone who is? No matter where you are on your heart health journey, no matter where you live, My Heart, My Life is here to support you to get back to doing the things you love. My Heart, My Life is the Heart Foundation's free support program for people living with heart disease and those caring for them. Receive heart health information, practical tips and guidance tailored to your needs. Take the next step to living well with heart disease. Join today at myheartmylife.org.au.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
we're quietly confident about what we can do. The bookies give us no chance. The Swans are a quality team. They deserve to be the number one club in the competition, but we've got a good track record against them. 8 in a row. The last time the Swans beat us, Obama was President of the United States.
Wow, 26 after 4, Koshy there. It's a big night for Port Adelaide. Have you say, how are you feeling ahead of tonight's game? 8223 0000. Robbo's going to join us very shortly. And if you'd like to head along to the SANFL Grand Final on Sunday, we would love you to have a double pass. 8223 0055. You can win that right now. The 2024 Host Plus SANFL League Final Series. Nothing beats it. Let's check your traffic.
Got a car fire causing some issues in Evanston Gardens at the moment. That's on Dawson Road near Clark Road. A couple of crashes as well. Woodville North, Torrens Road near Hanson Road, and Smithfield Plains, Curtis Road near Peachy Road. And there's a twisted traffic light thanks to a crash in Parafield. That's on Kings Road near Cross Keys Road. Power up Android on Telstra. Supercharge your creativity with Google AI on Android with Australia's best mobile network. Search Telstra Android deals. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Tell you what, the unique home-style food texts are going off at the moment. Rowey, you can take that Can You Feel It song and shove it where the sun doesn't shine. Luke.
Moon River.
I'm not sure. The Great Fletch.
Yeah.
Oh, great
Moon
movie. Let's go to Finnan. G'day, Pete.
Hello, Pete.
Boys, how are you?
Good, buddy.
Come on, talk 'em up, mate. I want some fizz. You're in a prelim, Pete.
Charlie Dixon.
Oh.
Yes?
Copped a lot of criticism this week, Port Adelaide in the selection, but I think it's going to work to Port's advantage tonight. Small ground. I'll just have a look at their defenders and our forwards. If we can get Radaglia and Charlie Dixon deep inside 50, you know, they're not going to be able to... I just think it's going to work to Port's advantage.
Both at once, Pete, or you got one at a time?
I'm talking about together, putting him in deep together.
Wow. Yeah.
Same time.
I watched, we spoke to Asava during the week, and he was the player that led up from the rebound out of 50.
Did it well.
Because his whole heat map was basically on one side of the ground, just up past half forward. So he played high last week, Pete, so I maybe expect him to do something similar, whether they put Charlie deep now and allow Georgiades to go up. So that could be the move, Pete. We'll keep an eye on that very early on. We'll have all the coverage here on 5AA. There is a little theory here about the pressure being on Sydney. Now, I don't have a name to it, but I think I've seen this number before. It might be Adam. But he reckons all the pressure's on Sydney Swans. They're at home. Lost 4 finals out of the last 6 in Sydney since 2019. The week off will be an issue because they're slow starters anyway. And John Longmire's finals record since 2018 is 1-2, lost 4. There's some stats we didn't know.
That is all true.
Yeah, I didn't know those. So, well, thanks for bringing them to our attention. As we know, history.
Come on.
Doesn't
No,
matter,
we
really,
can't
does
play
it?
it. We
No, we
cannot play it.
cannot.
What?
Well, Luke said it's got to be put where, there is no daylight.
29 after 4. Robbo's going to join us after the headlines.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
Our next guest, Bruce McAvaney.
So, Bruce, you sort of retired from commentary in, 2021? It was about 3 years ago, but it's so good that you're going to be back. You just ooze love for the national game. Has it been hard to fully sever ties with it?
It has, David. It's very different watching and not working.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
I do love the game. I grew up in the game like you guys did, living in Adelaide. You've got it, don't you?
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. It'll be a race to get to the SCG on time for some Port fans after a cancelled flight meant jumping on another plane. The Power Swans prelim gets underway in just under 3 hours. Australians who were deployed on our largest ever peacekeeping operation have been honoured at a service in Canberra. Anthony Albanese and Joe Biden will sit down tomorrow in what's likely to be their final meeting before the US election. And in sport, Graham Arnold says he's doing the right thing by the nation by stepping down as Socceroos coach. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Meet Norwood and Glenelg players in Rundle Mall Saturday before they battle in the 2024 Grand Final.
Got a car fire causing some issues in Evanston Gardens at the moment. That's on Dawson Road near Clark Road. A couple of crashes as well. Woodville North, Torrens Road near Hanson Road, and Smithfield Plains, Curtis Road near Peachy Road. And there's a twisted traffic light thanks to a crash in Parafield. That's on Kings Road near Cross Keys Road. Power up Android on Telstra. Supercharge your creativity with Google AI on Android with Australia's best mobile network. Search Telstra Android deals. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, a shower or two tonight down to 11, a shower or two tomorrow 17. Right now it's 15 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 and as it happens on 5AA.
CMAX Clinical Research are looking for healthy volunteers to participate in a new trial. The purpose of this study is to test the safety and tolerability of a potential vaccine for Alzheimer's disease. Spend one night at CMAX and attend 7 follow-up visits. If eligible, you'll be paid for your time upon completion. Get involved or learn more about the Alzheimer's vaccine trial by visiting cmax.com.au. That's cmax.com.au.
Meet for a cup or a coffeelosophy. Move your body at Hatha Yoga. Invest your wellness at Devar House. Repair your leathers at Ideal Shoe Repairs. Print your family photos at Hutt Street Photos. Stop for an aperitif at Bar Torino. Order lunch at Chianti. Spice up your senses at Ragi's. Grab a classic pub meal at Arab Steed Hotel. Sip your favourite at Hutt Street Cellars. Whatever your reason, Hutt Street is worth the visit. After all, it's your corner of the city. The best corner of the city.
Just looking out over the Adelaide Hills, low cloud, so please drive carefully on your way home. Very slippery and wet out there. Now, when it comes to making your next party something really special and comfortable, using one of those little tarpy things to block out the wind will make a bit of a difference. But will it make a big difference? No way, Jose.
Correct, absolutely not. And for that, you need a Big Difference Home Improvements. Now, especially when it comes to outdoor blinds. Call Big Difference Home Improvements and see what a huge difference their outdoor blinds can make to your entertaining area, rain, hail or shine.
Now, you can't muck around with your outdoor blinds. No. You need them supplied and installed by pros like a team at Big Difference Home Improvements. You'll love the end result and the outstanding service they provide, the price, the service and the quality. Boom, boom, boom.
Yep, I know Scotty down there. He's a terrific fella, does a great job. Big Difference Home Improvements also make a big difference when it comes to roller shutters, carports, pergolas, verandas and their stunning timber decks.
Don't just make a difference, make a big difference. Visit bigdifference.com.au for a free measuring quote and drop into their showroom. Do that. It's at Blair Athol.
Don't just send it, ace it.
If your current job is driving you bonkers, get outdoors and hit the road. ACET Transport Solutions is growing and they need more drivers to keep their promise of perfect service. So, if you want a career that'll take you places, get in touch with the team at ACET Transport Solutions. Visit acetransport.au.
Don't just send it, ace it.
Jayco's almost summer stock clearance is now on. Prices starting from $24,290 and stock available for immediate delivery. With flexible finance options, now is the time to jump into Jayco. Visit Jayco Adelaide today.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
You move forward quick and you move forward to your next challenge, and that's what we've done well this year. We've just stayed in the next moment and the next phase, and for us that is Friday night in Sydney. We don't look back too far, we don't look forward at all, so we just stay in the moment knowing that every moment you play AFL football, finals or not finals, if you don't bring the right intensity, you leave yourself open to some really bad performances. If you have your intensity at a really high level, you leave yourself open to some great performances.
Ken Hinkley, massive prelim final tonight at 25-5. It's our Footy Friday for Runston. Robbo shortly. Treaders in Sydney very soon. And Hamish Hartlett from Port Adelaide, of course, at the SCG. All to come on the show. And it's still your last chance tonight to get on the standby list for AFL Grand Final tickets, flights and accommodation. So just get on the phone, call in 8223 0000.
Simple as that. A unique homestyle food text from Jan. Guys, I'm very excited / nervous for the prelim. What outfit are they wearing tonight? Is it the black, white, teal Guernsey? I hope it's not that white one. poor me have to go to the granddaughter's Festival of Musical concert tonight. Good luck, Jan, with that. It's always a great moment with the granddaughters. And good news, I think Port Adelaide will be wearing their black, white, teal Guernsey. So good news there.
Because there's no clash. Hello, Ash at Melrose Park.
Hello, Stephen of Norwood. Not that happy about that, being a Sturt supporter. That I was looking forward to doubling down with you, and but that didn't happen this year.
No.
Anyway, a couple of changes in the matchups that I'd like to see. I've just been looking at the teams, and you know, this is kind of out there, but I'd like to see Connor Rowey. He's named in the full forward. I'd like to see him back on the wing with his run, and he's got a good leg to kick it in. But then actually bring Miles Bergman up to, Miles Bergman come up to play on Dane Rampy and shut him down, because he's such a good runner from the back line. Or swap with either or Connor Rowey go and Jace Burgoyne go back there.
Yeah, I think from a defensive forward role, I think they'll give that to Burn Jones. I think probably on Rampy, if not Francis Evans, if he doesn't start a sub. So that's who they probably use in those roles. Bergman won't come out of that defence.
No. And don't get too...
I'd be surprised if Jace Burgoyne comes off half-back after last
Well,
week.
he was named on the wing. Ash, don't get too caught up with the team that's named, a la, inverted commas, in the paper.
Yeah,
think of what they did last week. There won't be too many changes. Marshall out, Dixon in, and the other Roosters on the bench. Good on you, Ash. All the best for your team, mate. Hello, Matt.
Hey, Rowey and Juniper, how are we?
Yeah, we haven't had that for a while. Yeah. The old Junes.
Good to be back.
Mate, look, this is probably more towards Timmy. I was just wondering, David Koch the other day, I know it's a few days ago on the breakfast show, but, mate, he doesn't care. It's got nothing to do with me. I'm not sure, mate, but last time I got a speeding fine, which thankfully is a long time ago, I didn't send that off to what by term of endearment, I call my missus the Minister of War and Finance. I didn't send it off to her. I had to wear it. I'm just curious why he's like, I don't care. And I understand he's got a big game coming up tonight. I'm with you on that, but he's just very disingenuous with that. It was poor form what he said. Man up and own it, and showing such lack of respect to the SANFL or the SANFL. It's just completely out of order, especially from a club president.
Yeah, can't argue with that, Matt. Good call, mate.
And I'm not going to enter into that debate.
Well, you've said how you feel many a time, so we know that it wasn't. Wasn't.
Nah.
So, Matt, I can't
Thank you,
disagree
Matt.
with your comments, and hopefully,
good call.
One day, you never know. I think he's been he's been talking again, hasn't
he?
Yeah. So that was one.
But you would have liked him not to have piped up this week. You didn't hear sight or sound of him last week.
I like silence.
Yeah. But this week he's piped back up.
Just in time.
Yeah, you didn't like it.
Well, it was, yeah.
Why?
I know.
I know.
Joe was texting on the Unique Homestyle Food text line earlier, Rowey, because you've been playing.
Oh,
can you feel it?
No, I haven't.
Well, she said, hey, Rowey, you can be smug and sarcastic. There's a thing called karma. Norwood plays on Sunday. Just putting that out there.
Well, I can feel it.
No, can you feel it for that?
Absolutely.
Oh, don't do it to all your Norwood
supporters will go,
don't do it to them.
It's not a curse. I don't think it's a curse.
Just don't do it to them. It's 21 minutes to 5. God. We have Robbo coming up very shortly. Let's check your traffic for top brand tailor-fitted men's suits and casual wear. See Ignition for Men at 54 Payneham Road, Stepney.
Got a car fire causing some issues in Evanston Gardens at the moment. That's on Dawson Road near Clark Road. A couple of crashes as well. Woodville North, Torrens Road near Hanson Road. And Smithfield Plains, Curtis Road near Peachy Road. And there's a twisted traffic light thanks to a crash in Parafield. That's on Kings Road near Cross Keys Road. Power up Android on Telstra. Supercharge your creativity with Google AI on Android with Australia's best mobile network. Search Telstra Android deals. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
The National Disability Insurance Scheme does more than support individuals with disabilities. It paves the way for extraordinary people to thrive. 5AA is helping you navigate the NDIS by highlighting great NDIS companies that are making a difference, like See Differently, giving people with low vision and blindness access to a broad range of services and assistive technology. Keep listening for more great NDIS companies here on Adelaide's 5AA.
At Salvo's Home Care South Australia, we don't just provide care, we build a community centred around your comfort and well-being. Whether you need a hand at home or in the garden, help using your smartphone or assistance with getting to appointments, we've got you covered. Keep enjoying your favourite hobbies or discover new ones. Our services are as unique as you are. Talk to your local Salvo's Home Care experts today. 1300 111 227.
Introducing the all-new Volvo electric excavator. It's quiet and has no emissions or exhaust, so it's perfect for confined spaces. The battery has 48 volts and it's got zero tail swing radius, whatever that means. 2.7 tonnes of brilliant bright yellow, but it's green environmentally, but it's yellow, quite literally. Inquire today through Warren Mining for all your electric excavation needs, but also all your construction equipment needs, because Warren Mining do it all.
Here it is. It's the big one, the Host Plus Sample League Grand Final. Finals footy has come to Adelaide Oval this Sunday arvo, with Norwood taking on Glenelg at 2:30 p.m.
It's going to be a ripping day, a great grand final. They met each other back in 82, so I'm looking for the same result.
One win each this year.
I know, they've
Set up
been
perfectly.
unbelievable. Help celebrate the Festival of Footy from 11 a.m. to the under-18s. Well, they're free. There's a kid-friendly zone with inflatables. There's giant games and giveaways, pop-up bars and more. Finish the day with the Play On, the official after-party in the William McGarry room with free entry. It's going to be a cracking grand final.
The tunes will be pumping out there. Make this a huge day out. A ripper day for the whole family. Tickets are available now through Ticketek at the Host Plus Sample League Grand Final. Winner takes all. Sample. Nothing beats it.
Get ready for footy finals with Ladbrokes. Jump on the trending bets with a popular same-game multi. Plus, now you can fast-track your picks with new stats and results from the last 5 games. Chances are you're about to lose.
One of the best things about South Australia is there's so much of it. Fortunately, getting from one side to the other is easy with Stateliner. Their fleet of modern, comfortable buses connect the city to the Eyre Peninsula and Mid-North, Riverland and South East, with many towns in between. Stateliner buses are equipped with toilets, air conditioning, they're wheelchair accessible, and you can even charge your phone. With 50% off for pensioners, seniors, children and full-time SA students, let Stateliner do the driving for you. Book today.
Fluorio Milk Company will always put SA first, and you can too. When you reach for milk, reach for Fluorio Milk Company products and support our dairy farmers and their families. We guarantee that all our milk is 100% South Australian, and it's always fresh. We have over 24 refrigerated trucks shipping Fluorio milk to cafes, restaurants and supermarkets all over SA. Look for the local in your supermarket. Fluorio Milk Company. We're for SA dairy farmers.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
It's 16 minutes to 5. It is our Footy Friday. Treaders to join us in Sydney very shortly. And of course, it's all about your calls tonight. Port fans, tell us how you're feeling. It's your last chance to get on the standby list for our AFL Grand Final ticket experience. You get a double pass, you get on the flights over to Melbourne, and you've got accommodation all sorted. You just have to call in and get involved. 8223 0000. Robbo, hopefully in a few minutes as well.
Now, I know you're going to preview the game at 6:30, live and local on 5AA with Campo in Coach's Corner. I just want to ask you a couple of questions.
Certainly.
Centre square, super important. Sweet versus Grundy.
Yeah, look, it was a great battle last time, and I reckon Jordan Sweet has just grown week after week.
I've loved his last month.
Confidence levels that he's got in himself now. He knows he's the main man. He can, ruck, 90% of the time. He really enjoys that too, and I think it gets better as the game goes on. So I reckon last time, he took, I think he took Grundy by surprise. And he got into him early and got his arm across. He's a big rooster.
He's a big boy.
He's 203. So he goes in, he gets his arm across him, as you can now, and drops it down a fair bit, and then he fights for it at ground level. So I think he took him by surprise. I don't think it'll be anywhere near as comprehensive an effort as it was last time, but I reckon he's got confidence out of that game to be able to take on Brodie Grundy, who we know is an excellent player.
Rosie, Butters, Jason Horne-Francis versus Goulden, Heaney, Warner. I don't think you can get a more talented 3v3.
Yeah, those three.
No,
won't
I know
start.
they're not going to stand each other. There'll be all sorts of games where they do, but God, your best three and their best three.
I think you mentioned it. Centre clearance is going to be vital in the game.
You have to win that.
It's going to be who's on top there. My thing is, Goulden plays a lot out on the wing as well, and I'm a big one. I don't know where to put Drew. He took Warner last time, held him to 19 touches. We obviously had a big win.
I'd go to that again.
But you'd still had Goulden getting plenty, and Heaney's always a danger. So it's, I don't know. Are you a person that can swing your tagger? Say he's put Warner in a jar. Does he come off of him and go to Heaney if Heaney's going
I'd keep that bloke to sleep.
Warner.
Yeah. Well, if you've put someone to bed, leave that.
Yeah. Keep the lid on the jar.
Keep the lid on the jar. So that's the battle. I think the other battle within the battle is this. You win it in centre square, you get it forward. If you can mark it, it's a shot on goal.
Correct.
If it goes to ground, Rampy, Jordan, Roberts, Cunningham. The Lizard. They can run it out as good as any.
And that's what they do, and they take off. They use the width
that's
of the
it. And
SCG.
that's a mini game, that battle right there.
Yeah, I agree with you. And that's part of the battle. I think Port got wrong against Geelong, amongst other things, not bringing any heat, but they were able to run that ball away from Port Adelaide, get it into those small forwards' hands who just did the damage through the middle and into that forward line, which really did hurt Port Adelaide. So I think you're right. They've learnt from that and won't probably allow that to happen again.
You got Jones, you got Sin, and you got Burgoyne. Who are you going to knock out? I mean, Tom Papley.
Tom Papley he's been the best small forward for a while, hasn't he? And
God, he's got a head you want a crusty.
Yeah, he averages 2.6 goals, so that's really good for a small
forward. He's a match winner.
And you saw the little wizard last week kick 3. He's probably going to do something similar like that. If you can hold Papley to 2, you've done a marvellous job. 3's probably an average, but 2, you've probably done your job, I reckon.
I gave you 3 names. Who's going to him?
I'm going to go Burgoyne, just with the confidence.
You really?
Just with the confidence he's got out of the other week. Because you could go Jones because he does play a bit higher.
I'm doing the Jones boy.
Yeah.
Because Papley's not bad in the air. Jones very good in the air. Very good on the ground as well.
He's got to run him down.
Yeah. Okay.
Pace.
Let's talk about Charlie Dixon.
Yeah. So I'm happy with a 3-way rotation. If they do Georgiades, Radigalia, Dixon, if they do that, I'm happy. If they have all 3 on the ground at once, I don't want to fall into the
There'll be times there will, but
I don't want to fall into the long bomb.
Okay.
We did it against Geelong again, and we looked like we'd gone back 7 years. So we don't want to fall back into that, because the minute we do that, they're going to bring the ball to ground and run it out with the very names that you just mentioned.
Okay.
So we can't have that long bomb ever happening again. If we go back to that, I'll know straight away we're in trouble.
Yeah, and who does Aliria go to? He was back to nearly his best last week. And Zerk Thatcher bounced back from a horrific Geelong game.
Yeah, I think Amadi, if he's going to go at all. Yeah. But Zerk Thatcher could do that just as well. But I thought Zerk Thatcher's comeback was as good as Port's comeback from the Geelong game.
Yeah.
It was almost mirroring.
Amadi did not get a kick against GWS to the last quarter, and he got a goal.
Yeah.
He's the rooster that kicked 9 against Adelaide.
Oh, no.
His hot is hot, his cold is cold.
Yes, correct. And let's hope that it gets colder.
What about the weather?
The weather plays
24.
a part.
Well, I think it does.
At night, though, I reckon you'll end up dropping probably, I think the prediction was 11.
Okay.
So I reckon during the evening, you're probably going to hover around the 14.
Yep.
That's probably pretty nice for footy.
Okay. And you know the stat I mentioned to Stacey, that if Port are up at half-time, which they have been 11 times this year. 10, sorry.
Yep.
They've gone in to win 10 from 10, and this will be 11. You need to be up at half-time. So, Timmy, just do this for me, just for me. I'll be home watching and listening to 5AA.
Yeah.
If you're on at half-time, you normally go straight to the break. And I know you run out and get a little black tea or whatever, and you come back in. I want you to come back into, can you feel it?
No. That won't be happening.
Or something.
Shan't be happening.
If you're in front at half-time and you start want to win centre square and bring the heat for 4 quarters, you're into a grand final, Timmy.
Not until the final siren
I knew
sounds.
you'd say that.
Not until
That's just boring.
Not until Rex Hunt's lady gets up. Okay? Let's go to Modbury North. G'day, Jason.
G'day, how you doing, fellas?
Jace, you pumped?
Oh, I'm absolutely pumped. But I'm going to go back to the SANFL Grand Final if I can.
Please.
Now, I only just jumped in the car and I heard you about, can you feel it for the Nord Glenelg Grand Final? Now, Rowey.
Yes.
I'm a Nord boy. Nord boy through and through, played for them, juniors and everything. Parents grew up on the parade. If you play that we lose, I'm coming to get you.
But I don't reckon it's cursed. I'm doing it for people.
Cursed.
Is it?
It's cursed,
All
mate.
right.
Don't do it.
All right.
If you play it, I'm coming to get you.
Jace, I know Jason well. Yeah, no, I won't do that.
Well,
thank you very much, Roy. I appreciate that because that's all I want to see this weekend is a Nord win.
That's all I want to see as
So
well.
that's Jason at Modbury North. We've got a Jason at Port Noarlunga on the unique homestyle foods who says, hey, Rowey, I'm a Bays fan. I can feel it. We're at our best now, and our best is better than Nord. Go, you Tigers.
Oh, it's
so
going to be a
he can
cracking
feel
game.
it. Can you feel it, man?
It's going to be a cracking SANFL Grand Final. Hello, Liam at Glenelg.
Hello.
You want to talk about Brizzy Geelong?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, do you guys think that Brisbane have got a shot tomorrow night?
Yeah, I do.
I do too, yeah. Very much so, Liam. Do you?
Yeah. If we win, I reckon we can win the grand final.
All right, so you reckon the winner of that prelim will win the grand final?
Yeah.
And what do you base that on, Liam?
I just reckon, Port haven't made a grand final since, I don't know, 2007, I think.
Good boy.
Correct.
And I just don't reckon Sydney would be able to win if they played Geelong or Brisbane.
Okay, I don't mind that.
Nice, Liam. I think Brisbane, you're right. If they got through, they've been there just as early as last year.
Yeah.
Lost by under a kick in a game that could have gone either way. So they would have a confidence level at that time on that day.
So it doesn't matter who wins the Port Sydney one to a degree because they're both interstaters. Brisbane beat Geelong. It's a total interstate, non-Victorian grand final.
There you go. First one since 06, I reckon. That's my rough guess.
Do you can pluck that out?
Yeah.
That could not be right.
Yeah,
I reckon you. Yeah, I think.
Gee, if you pluck that out your lemonade and sauce, you're gifted.
Well,
82230000.
Somebody's already corrected me on Jordan Sweet. He's 206 centimetres, not 203.
Bottle of Rusden Black Guts. When's the last time it was an all-interstate grand final?
I guessed 06, so we'll see how that goes. Give us a call, 82230000. The reason for that is you still got a chance tonight to go into the draw for the AFL Grand Final next
That's
week.
it.
Flights, accommodation, just for
Perfect.
calling. So that's exactly what Pauline's done. G'day, Pauline.
Pauline.
Oh, hi, Stephen and Tim. You just took the words out of my head. Rowey, what you said, Stephen, about Port. Can you honestly see the AFL letting interstate clubs play? I can't. I bet you Geelong will be in there to get the crowd. I cannot. No, bloody cheats or whatever they are.
I'm with you, Pauline.
Pauline.
Gee. Yes, I know. I should be more growing up and better, shouldn't I? But,
Are you my sister?
Rowey, you believe that too?
I do.
Yes, I know you do.
I do.
Well, let's
It's
hope
the damn VFL,
let's
Pauline.
hope Geelong, it's all above board and a lovely grand final and the best team wins. And
Timmy, you were spot on about the interstate grand final. It's 06 was the last one since we saw two.
Sydney West Coast.
Yep, outside Victoria.
See, now, my gut feel is that was wrong. Wow.
It's been that long.
Wow.
And shortly after that, there was a meeting at AFL House of all the presidents and CEOs of the Victorian clubs with the AFL to find out, basically, an investigation into why.
Yeah.
Why? Because you'd had...
Three in a row.
You'd had three in a row. You'd had Port Brisbane and then 2 West Coast Sydney in a row, and they were going, this is hurting Melbourne. And the minute you think it's not the VFL, and I know you think it's not the VFL.
We've had 18 in a row.
That's just a little reminder for you.
Well, we're in our broadcast negotiations, so my lips are sealed.
Sealed.
Hello, Ralph.
How are you, fellas?
Ralphie!
Hey, it's always going to be the VFL, mate.
Of course it is.
That.
Yeah, fair
Of course
enough.
it is.
Nothing will ever change.
I'll
Well,
have
you've
to
got
start-
so many teams over there.
Yeah, I'll have to start living with that, Ralph, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. Best of luck. I'm a Crow supporter, but best of luck to Port. I reckon they can get the job done. And I've got a multi for both teams, so Port and Brisbane 25 plus.
Wow.
They can dead set win tonight, Port.
They
dead
can.
set.
I reckon Rioli is probably going to turn something on, and someone, maybe even Georgiades will step up. But
he's been good.
If they get over the line tonight, you know, the sky's the limit with Port. It's been a long time, and the reason why I'm going for them is it's good for South Australian footy, and it might make the Crows pull their finger out a bit and make some changes that they need.
It's two very good reasons, Ralph, and we've been speaking about that. There's no doubt a South Australian team is our priority, isn't it?
Oh, well, I hope
That's
so.
better than getting another team in.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, don't you think?
Yeah.
It's better for
100%.
us, better for the state, better for the team, better for excitement.
Correct.
You got...
Keeps footy alive.
All of that.
Yeah. Because it's a long September without it.
Now, do I think it will rally Crows?
No, neither it should.
Well, it should.
No, not at all. No, don't worry about it. It's not your club, doesn't matter.
What do you mean?
No, that's what I mean.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's not your club, so it doesn't matter. This is a club competition. So you go, yeah, I barrack for my club. I'm not going to, you know, if we fall out of it, I'm not going to barrack for Sydney next week.
No.
I'll barrack for Brisbane.
No, I don't mean... I'm talking about the Crows. It's not... It should rally my team to get better.
Oh,
to make tough decisions
that,
and
fair
make
enough.
change.
Oh,
and
I
that's
see what you
was,
mean.
Yeah.
Much better viewpoint. Now I understand you.
Yeah, no, I can't jump from one team to another. I couldn't care less.
Good.
3 minutes to 5.
Oh,
we'll
right.
keep your calls
Well,
coming up
now.
after the 5 o'clock news. You've talked for long enough. Traders is coming up next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Are you looking for an accessible gym that accommodates all disabilities? A gym that focuses on fitness, health and mobility? We are Enable Fitness Centre, home to the biggest and best equipped disability-exclusive gyms in South Australia. We're an NDIS provider and our gyms and facilities are all custom built, making them accessible for wheelchairs and ambulant clients with physical and intellectual disabilities. You can find us at Holden Hill, Marston and Elizabeth. Visit enablefitnesscentre.com.au for more information.
Buying your first home? Yep, we know it's daunting. Where do you start? What's your borrowing power? How much deposit do you need? Not to worry. Aussie will take you through it all. We'll get to know your needs, work out what's possible and how to make it happen. Get the ball rolling with your local Aussie broker. Our help's always free and 30 minutes could make all the difference. Visit aussie.com.au to book in a time or find out more. Chat to us at Aussie today. Australian Credit Licence 246786.
Thank you, South Australia. The Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery has sold out early again. Again.
How good's that? Well
it is
done.
great. Yeah, now you can be proud of that you're having a life-changing impact right now on the health of all South Australians. This Hospital Research Foundation is truly incredible.
Yeah, well, someone's about to win the $3.9 million Scott Salisbury Grand Prize, and the Glenelg East home, it is brilliant. But with that, they'll get $500,000 as well. How good's that? So if you don't get your ticket this time around, don't miss out again. Become a member today, and they actually guarantee your tickets.
I just found out the other night, Jody is a member.
Oh,
we
there
get
you
3
go.
tickets every year.
And you haven't won yet.
Haven't won diddly squat.
But you're changing the lives of South Australia.
And that's what
well
is
done,
important.
mate. You have an impact.
Homelottery.com.au, life-changing prizes, life-changing impact.
Get a read on the footy finals frenzy with the biggest moments from this weekend's games. Plus, in Escape, discover the hottest hotel trends of 2024, from high-tech stays to jaw-dropping interiors. Only in the Sunday Mail.
Jayco's almost summer stock clearance is now on. Prices starting from $24,290 and stock available for immediate delivery. With flexible finance options, now is the time to jump into Jayco. Visit Jayco Adelaide today.
In SA, is there really such a thing as an average road trip? From cellar doors to first pours, campsites to long hikes, leafy laneways to boutique city stays, dusty plumes to old school tunes, the first river dip to the first Shiraz sip. Find our treasures and soak it up on the open road. Visit southaustralia.com to travel our way for experiences worthy of a road trip.
Local news and information first. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
A shower or two tonight, down to 11. A shower or two tomorrow, 17. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
The Excelsior Hotel has always felt like home, with meals from just $12. Gotta love the Excelsior Hotel.
It's been a long trip to Sydney for some Port fans. Qantas abruptly cancelled a flight from Adelaide this morning, meaning supporters had to find another way to get to the prelim at the SCG tonight. Maggie says she paid $800 for her plane ticket.
Stressing out, as you would. So luckily they have now put us on another flight, but we've got to fly to Brisbane, and from Brisbane we're going to go to Sydney. So we'll arrive in Sydney about 4:30, if it all goes to plan.
Some have made the trip via Canberra or Melbourne and won't land in Sydney till an hour before the bounce. Qantas is blaming an engineering issue for the cancellation. The Prime Minister has touched down in the US for the Quad meeting with his American, Indian and Japanese counterparts. Anthony Albanese will sit down one-on-one with President Joe Biden tomorrow. It'll likely be the last meeting before the pair head to the US election in November. Meantime, Oprah Winfrey has hosted an online rally with Kamala Harris as part of the US election campaign. The United for America event was star-studded and covered topics including abortion rights, immigration and gun ownership. Oprah forthright in her case for a Democratic victory come November.
This is the moment for people who are tired of all of the bickering and all of the name-calling, people who are exhausted by the craziness and the made-up stories and the conspiracies. This is the moment.
The federal opposition is disputing new analysis which shows the introduction of nuclear power would increase electricity bills. US think tank, the Institute for Energy Economics and Financial Analysis, has found the coalition's proposal would push up bills by more than $600. The government says the research shows why Australia should focus on renewables, but Shadow Energy Minister Ted O'Brien says the findings are flawed.
All they've done is they've basically tried to find the projects which have run over budget, cobbled them together and said, that's the way the economics must work, therefore the economics is bad.
Former Governor-General Sir Peter Cosgrove says the Australian-led peacekeeping operation in East Timor was an international effort. A ceremony has been held in Canberra to mark 25 years since personnel landed in Dili. General Cosgrove was head of the army when the UN intervened after violence from pro-Indonesian militias. He says peacekeepers came from all over the world.
We had people from Brazil, we had people from Norway. I mean, there was hardly a peacekeeping contributor nation around the world that didn't put their hand up to come and do some part of the effort.
More alarming information has emerged from the inquiry into last year's Titan submersible disaster. It's been revealed the crew were going to use Control-Alt-Delete to reboot the subsystem when they reached the bottom of the ocean, but were unable to keep moving forward in 2022. 5 people were killed in the 2023 implosion as they were to visit the wreck of the Titanic. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
For top brand, tailor-fitted men's suits and casual wear, see Ignition for Men, 54 Payneham Road, Stepney.
A win tonight and Port are off to the MCG on the final Saturday in September. The prelim against the Swans at the SCG gets underway in just over 2 hours. Port Adelaide Chairman David Koch says it's time to book a grand finals berth.
We're quietly confident about what we can do. The bookies give us no chance. The Swans are a quality team. They deserve to be the number 1 club in the competition, but we've got a good track record against them. 8 in a row. The last time the Swans beat us, Obama was President of the United States.
That audio thanks to 10. The game will be live on 5AA tonight. Well, Graham Arnold believes he's doing the right thing by the nation by stepping down as Socceroos coach. His exit comes with less than 3 weeks until the next round of World Cup qualifiers. Arnold says disappointing results against Bahrain and Indonesia of late have made him rethink the role.
I followed my gut and have gone with a decision of after 40 years service and 6 years at the helm of coaching the Socceroos that it's time for change and time for me to move on, and it's been a tough decision.
And in cricket, Travis Head belted an unbeaten 154 runs to help the Aussies to a 7-wicket win over England last night. The next ODI is in Leeds on Saturday. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Meet Norwood and Glenelg players in Rundle Mall Saturday before they battle in the 2024 Grand Final.
Some crashes causing some issues on the way home tonight in Salisbury Heights on Maynooth Road near Target Hill Road. Heavy delays for inbound traffic. Woodville North, Torrens Road near Hanson Road. Smithfield Plains, Curtis Road near Peachy Road. And a twisted traffic light thanks to a crash in Parafield on Kings Road near Cross Key Roads. Also look out for urgent sewer works on the parade near Fullerton Road. Nobody beats Dan Murphy's for game day drinks. Makers Mark Kentucky Bourbon, 700ml, $53 for My Dan's members. Ends Sunday. Choose to drink wise. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 11 tonight with a shower or two. A shower or two tomorrow, 17. Sunday, showers easing 19. Then Monday, partly cloudy and 20. Right now, it's 15 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglas. Tonight, Port Adelaide's date with Destiny at the SCG. We'll have all the latest ahead of tonight's preliminary final. And the colour as thousands of fans make the pilgrimage. Plus, the older and cheaper medication proven to be the best migraine treatment. And from job seeker to the age pension, the major boost hitting bank accounts today. 9 News. Your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
It's 7 minutes after 5. It is preliminary final footy Friday. All thanks to Rusden Wines. Still to come tonight, Port Adelaide assistant Hamish Hartlett live at the SCG ahead of a massive game against the Swans tonight. Terry McAuliffe to join us from racing.com. We're going to give away that Vintec wine cabinet. We've been waiting for so long to get this one away, so one of our lucky listeners will announce that winner very shortly. And your last chance tonight to get onto the standby list for this AFL Grand Final experience. A double pass to the MCG on Grand Final Day, flights and accommodation. All you have to do is get on air with us, 8223 0000. But let's head to Sydney. A very patient, maybe nervous Port fan is waiting.
Treadray! 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 Warren Treadray. Thanks to Ignition for Men. For top brand tailored fitted men's suits and casual wear, see Ignition for Men, 54 Paynham Road, Stepney.
Yes, every Friday, Warren Treadray for Ignition for Men. I hope you're swanning around Sydney with your Ignition for Men jacket on. Treaders, are you?
Yeah, absolutely I am. And boys, I'm just walking through, we could say, a little bit of rugby league territory, because I'm walking past the Sydney Footy Stadium and old Gus Gould's walked past me. So there you go. NRL game looks like between the Cowboys and the Sharks, but who gives the stuff, because it's all about
They're right next door tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, they are right next door. I didn't even realise that's what I get here, and it's like, oh, hang on, where are this lot? Cowboys, that's Jonathan Thurston's old team. But I've just left the Paddington RSL. I'll tell you what, if there wasn't 500 fans there, it might have been 1,000. Everywhere. I know there's been some delays with flights, and some people getting in an hour before the game going via Canberra because Qantas cancels some flights, but mate, she's a beautiful day here in Sydney, and geez, I can't wait for this one to get started.
So, conditions-wise, no breeze? Will it be, no favouring either end?
Well, it's hard to say. I'm just from outside the ground right now. There is a bit of a swirly breeze, very much like you get, a little bit of the MCG when you've got big stadiums around. But talk about the day, clear skies, not a cloud in the sky. It's been 24 degrees. It might get down to about 11. I think people are saying they'll get cooler tonight, but there's no excuses for either team. And this is probably what you want as a big final. You're playing up against the best team after the minor round versus the second best team. No excuses. We need to deliver. And as the club, we probably couldn't be better primed, because we had a reality check a couple of weeks ago when we didn't bring the effort considered appropriate for a big final. But then you look at the performance, just on a week ago, it was pretty dominant, and you're taking on Sydney on their deck, which is a little bit difficult compared to other grounds, a little bit smaller, a little bit wider. But, hey, this is what you play footy for, these moments.
My word, selection, Charlie Dixon back in, you give that the tick of approval?
Well, I think you sort of have to, and I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm not sure how much work Lord's done and how long since he's played, and they're probably a little bit gun-shy, a little bit to say, hey, Dixon would have played last week if he was fit, but obviously wasn't fit and had been recovered, so they brought him out and Marshall played. Marshall obviously gets that concussion. By all reports, there's some good news with him that he's recovered pretty well from that, but I think if you look at the opportunity last time these two teams played, Dixon kicked a few goals, Port was dominant. You're not going to see that type of game, but you do need a guy to really stretch the defence. And I thought when Port played well last week, it was all the ability to use the width against a really strong Hawthorn team, but also isolate your forwards really deep as well.
You're confident you can bring that frenetic heat for 120 minutes and get a good start on this mob?
I'll be honest, hope so.
Yeah.
I'm a bit nervous with this one.
Yeah.
But that's what it's about, and if you don't deserve to be there. Let's be fair. Now, if you can play 120, if you can play 100, you've got to play majority. And as we've seen this year, it wasn't so long ago that Collingwood, Carlton and Essendon were locked in the top 6, most looking at top 4. You lose momentum, you can't stop the swaying games, you fall out of the finals, and in Carlton's case, they played 8th but didn't last long. And the best teams, and you're talking about the top 4 teams, particularly the top 2 who were here at SCG tonight between Port and Sydney, is they've been able to minimise the damage when it hasn't been on their terms. And I think this game's going to come down to that. You're going to get a run on by either team, because if you look at the teams, both teams want to play dynamic, fast break footy. So you're going to get your opportunities to score, but it's your ability to try and kill that is going to be the opportunity to win the game of footy. And I expect this one to come down to the death, and I think it'll be decided by under a couple of goals.
Hey, Treaders, Rowey and I were having a little preview on our own, and the question came up about Tom Papley and the right matchup. Now, probably prior to the injuries, it might have been Farrell, but Rowey ended up landing on Lockie Jones, and I probably thought he was on the right track there. Very good in the air. Papley likes to go for his marks, and of course Lockie's very good in the air, but also at ground level his pace is very, very good. He can run fast players down.
Yeah, I do think that. The other one too, and I didn't think it's probably not the matchup, because he generally played half back, is Burgoyne. And if I looked at the matchups last week, you go, geez, who's he going to play on? Oh, how's that going to work? Or is it body? And I said it to you before the game, Timmy, I was worried about Burgoyne's strength in the marking contest, but it didn't matter one bit. He was dominant. So maybe they'll flip it around. But I was really impressed with Lockie Jones' efforts last week. He got caught in some really dodgy situations as a defender where the ball's coming in with heat. There's a lot of pressure on not much pressure on the kicker. It's moved quickly. And I thought he held up really, really well. He attacked the footy. He kept the ball in front of him. And I think that's probably credit to the coaching staff who've given him the belief, and particularly, obviously, Ken's the senior coach, but Tyson Goldstick is the defensive coach, to say, hey, there probably wasn't a guy who was in worse form at one stage than he was at that stage early in the season, found himself out of the team, but he's fought back really strongly. So maybe is that matchup. No, I think what you'll find, there'll be a lot of rotating people, because, often teams will go tall and small, and Marty's obviously the big fella down there. He didn't play last time, so he'll be looking to make big efforts there. As we know, Papley's now, a couple of weeks back from that injury that he had and missed a significant period of time out. But I still think this is going to come back to a midfield battle. And then I think the key, too, for Sydney is if you can stop Blakey's run, then that'll give you a long opportunity towards delivering at the key times and the key moments.
Hey, mate, Chad Warner, Willem Drew went to him last time, kept him very quiet for his standards. Are you going the Chad Warner matchup again, or are you going to Heaney or a Goulden, or just...
Boys, I think we need to have a mini selection here.
Yeah.
Because I think you stick to your process and back your process in. So I suggest that it's probably yes. But geez, you'd be a game coach not to have someone assigned or at least accountable to Heaney. Because you go, well, is it Rosie? No, probably too attacking. Butters too attacking. Horne-Francis, no, you want your weapons being damaging against the opposition. But let's face it, he won that game against GWS. We can look at anywhere you want, but he was the one that got him over the line. He lifted him in the last quarter. So don't be surprised if that is a matchup. But as we saw last week, Drew had a key job early. Then Newcomb got off the chain. And then they sent him to Newcomb mid-game. So I think it might be that little bit of suck it and see. Let's start with someone. Because if Heaney starts forward as full forward, then that's a waste. So I think it'll be a little bit of suck it and see, and hopefully back your process in. Because if you're winning, you kick 2 goals to nothing. It's on the opposition to change, not you.
Yeah. 10 times this year, Port have been in front at half-time and gone on and won the game. So there's the key for your Treaders. When you're sitting in the stand next to your cobber there, David Kosh, if you're up at half-time, you win.
Yeah, go home, you reckon?
Go home.
Start popping the champagne and start booking the grand final tickets. I think this is the key bit. As I said before, it's limiting the damage in terms of making your opportunities when it does go your way. And that's the strength, and that's the difference from this Port Adelaide team we've seen thus far this season. Would I have confidently seen that 2 weeks ago after the Geelong game? No, but Timmy, we've called every game, and it's been a wrestle. It's been an arm wrestle. The moments when you think, we're going to slip away, no, they found a way to win. And I think that's the maturity and improvement in the group. But as we see right now, it doesn't mean much if you go, it was a great season, you finish second the minor round and you bomb out in a prelim final. You want to go the distance, and it's been, 2007 was the last time, and 20 years ago, almost to the week, where we won a flag. So it's been a long time between drinks, and don't look too far ahead. It's all about 5 minutes of football. I think it's a tax on the footy. We saw key moments last week compared to the week before, the acceptable versus the unacceptable. And I think that's the key moment for Port Adelaide, is forget about the outside noise. But they do come here, the bookies, and I'm not a punter in footy. One, I can't be, and one, I'm not interested either. But I did see that it was $3.30 versus $1.70. That says no one's giving you a chance.
Yeah, I think they're down $1.32
away from home, bunkering down in the hotel, training here at the SCG yesterday, and just having one mission in mind, and that's playing the best 100, 120, 130 minutes of football you've ever played to get yourself into a grand final, and that's what awaits Port Adelaide.
No late changes, no whispers, Treaders, you'll go in healthy, as named?
Oh, I don't think so. No, I haven't seen anything to suggest otherwise. So, as soon as you start talking about that, something happens. But no, certainly I think, they've got a couple of travelling emergencies, as they always do. But I think it's all about what we can control in the now, and the destiny awaits if we're good enough. I'm excited.
Gee, Jordan Sweet, his battle against Grundy's going to be pivotal.
Yeah, it is too. And I think last time he got the chocolates on Grundy. So Grundy's a proud man. And like Sydney too, this is the other thing. I touched on the odds that people are talking about, overwhelming favourite Sydney. But last time these two teams played, Sydney were embarrassed.
Yeah.
Because I hear they were going through some heavy training loads, they had a few people out with injury, but they didn't come to play. And a Sydney team that prides themselves on their Bloods culture, and delivering on the big stage and being Mr. Consistent in the AFL, didn't deliver it. So look for them, for a big reaction from them and some intensity early, because John Longmire doesn't take that.
I've been listening to John Longmire in every press conference moment, he's being interviewed and Treaders, and I've got to say, he hasn't said anything all week. He has been the master of rolling out just one game at a time, and this is a prelim. It's a really big game. It's really important. And I'm going, is he just that attuned to not releasing anything because of his experience as a coach that, you know what, I'm just going to give you the most boring answers I can, so you might actually stop asking me because I'm giving you nothing.
Yeah, all those questions you worry about what's happening next week, when anyone who's involved inside the footy club or graced the footy field and play, it goes, if we start thinking about next week, we got the old Marty smack on the face. So, obviously there was a bit of PR around what happened with Port post the win. But since then, it's very much been a case of give not much away and let our football do the talking, and I think that's the best way you can ever think about it. It doesn't help promote the game, because everyone likes the silly, Ginnivan-style entertainment and talkability around the water cooler. It doesn't win premierships doing the silly stuff.
No, it doesn't. So it's the whole board there, Treaders. What's your role? Will you be in the rooms pre-match, after? You got a dinner?
I'm not sure if the whole board is. There is a decent element of board members who will be here, yeah. So there's an AFL function beforehand, which they have before every final. But I've just come from the Port Adelaide supporters group, and there was a group of a full car of people that left Adelaide at 10 o'clock last night, and they've driven through the night.
Oh, how good.
Phenomenal effort.
Yeah,
and then they'll sleep tonight and get up tomorrow morning first thing, and then they'll do it again and drive back.
Oh, that Hay Plains is as boring as...
Yeah, that's called that's called commitment.
It is. It is.
Can't let them down.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
All right, Treaders. Well, one job, mate. Get him up and make sure David Koch doesn't shoot his gob off.
That's 2 jobs.
Oh, sorry, 2
Let
jobs.
it go, mate. Let it go. Let it go.
Well done, mate. Hey, with all these lunches and things, you might have to go back to Ignition for Men and maybe get that jacket let out.
I was in there on Friday, Timmy.
Oh, were you?
New white shirt because the other one, I'm following the Tim Ginniver junket style. I'm just not getting paid. I'm just seem to be going everywhere, and I had to go and see the crew on Thursday before yesterday. To get a new white shirt. So certainly did that. Got the Boston shirt and in and out in no time.
Well done, mate. You're class act, no doubt about that. All right, buddy. Well, all the best. Get us up over the line there, and we'll see you next week.
Done. See you then. Let's keep this season rolling.
Good on you, Treaders. Oh, for Ignition for Men, it would be nice if we could do that one more time for Ignition for Men. Yeah, that would be terrific. But there's a lot of football to be played in between, and
120 minutes of football, in actual fact.
Oh, that's true. Now, look, if comfort and style is important to you, you've got to call into Ignition for Men, as Treaders did, to get that nice new white shirt. I think I better do that too. Adelaide's home of Amani, Canali, Xenia, 54 Paynham Road, Stepney. Mm-hmm. Yes, what are you building up to?
I'll keep going. No, but there's a little text here. John Longmire is a non-communicative pain.
Oh, right. I think he's doing it absolutely deliberately.
He is. And he's just mundane.
It's very smart. It's very smart. He doesn't want to give anything away.
Who was that NFL player? I'm only here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, that was a great line.
Seattle. I'm only here so I don't get fined. He doesn't want to do it.
Just got sent in a unique homestyle food text, just the update on the odds. Sydney $1.34, Port $3.18, just to win.
Gamble responsibly.
Yeah. Correct.
22 minutes after 5. Let's check your traffic. Straight after this break, we're going to be giving away the Vintec wine cabinet, valued at over $4,000, all thanks to our mates at Rusden Wines. Let's check your roads.
A couple of crashes causing some delays for the drive home tonight in Salisbury Heights on Main North Road near Target Hill Road, in Woodville North, Torrens Road near Hanson Road, and in Smithfield Plains, Curtis Road near Peachy Road, and a twisted traffic light thanks to a crash in Parafield, that's on Kings Road near Cross Keys Road. Also look out for some urgent sewer works on the Parade near Fullerton Road. Nobody beats Dan Murphy's for game day drinks. Carlton Draft 375ml bottles, 24 case, $52 for My Dan's members. End Sunday, choose to drink wise, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. As news breaks across the morning, Jade Robert will be reporting live from the streets of Adelaide for 5AA Breakfast. If it's happening in our city, Jade will be there giving us all the details. Don't miss Jade Robert on the road thanks to Dutton's. Family owned for 75 years. Easy to do business with.
Don't just send it, ace it.
If your current job is driving you bonkers, get outdoors and hit the road. ACET Transport Solutions is growing and they need more drivers to keep their promise of perfect service. So, if you want a career that'll take you places, get in touch with the team at ACET Transport Solutions. Visit acettransport.au.
Don't just send it, ACET.
Hey guys, did you know that at Austrac Campers, for as little as $18,990, we can get you out there and everywhere. So come on guys, stop dreaming and start planning.
Austrac Campers.
Hearing loss as we get older. God, it's annoying.
Yeah, can be.
Oh, it's just annoying.
Well, especially from birth.
I was on Main North Road heading out of town and there's an Audica just on the left-hand side before Regency Road. I nearly just went...
Yeah. Get in there. You know, there's heaps of them around South Australia. Enormous. It's incredible. 56, actually. Did you know that? Right.
Did you make that number up?
Oh, no, I didn't, because Audica has opened new hearing clinics.
Well done.
At Glenelg, St Agnes, Golden Grove. They're continuing their mission to help more people hear better. Here it is, 56 Audica clinics statewide. I remembered. Personalised hearing care is always nearby, including one right near your
There
work.
was, just up from Complete. Now, if you're over 26, you can book for free hearing check today. That's great. It's free. This is what you do. Call 1300 460 460. Book online, audica.com.au. I'm going to do that number again. 1300 460 460.
Correct. Love your ears. Book your free hearing check today at Audica.
Every day, a passionate team works hard to maintain one of the world's most immaculate playing surfaces, Adelaide Oval. And now they're available to you. If you're in charge of an oval, sporting field or community space, you can trust the renowned Adelaide Oval grounds team. Adelaide Oval Turf Solutions brings its expertise to any green space, and they'll work to your budget. From turf curation and construction to maintenance and repair, we'll give you the base for you to build on. Search Adelaide Oval Turf Solutions today.
Happy 70th birthday, Volkswagen. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen invites you to get in on the celebrations with a huge birthday sale on new and demo Volkswagens. Score birthday savings right across the range. Timing is easy with immediate delivery and easy finance options. And it's easy to keep your Volkswagen running like a dream with convenient next-day servicing. Join the VW Club and test drive today. Happy 70th Volkswagen from Mawson Lakes Volkswagen. Just a short drive from the city.
Welcome aboard qualified carpenter, builder and building supervisor Niall Deegan. After working as an employee for the last couple of years, Niall has recently decided to become an employer and open the Holdfast Bay arm of House Inspect Australia. So if you're looking to build or buy in the Holdfast Bay or Marion Council area, get in touch with Niall. And if you're a qualified builder and looking for a career change, give us a call and find out about becoming a House Inspect Australia franchisee.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The FIVEAA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
Our people have been incredible all year. It's great to see so many of them up here in Sydney tonight. And, I know the boys will be doing all they can to make sure they're cheering at the end.
Matthew Richardson, of course, CEO of the Port Adelaide Football Club there, live in Sydney. We'll chat to Hamish Hartlett in just a moment, who's at the SCG ahead of tonight's massive game. The assistant coach will give us all the info we need to know. But right now, as we have been during the week, we've been giving people a chance to get in the running for this Vintec wine cabinet. It's all thanks to our mates at Rusden Wines in the Barossa Valley, home of the Black Guts, of course. rusdenwines.com.au. Massive prize to give away.
Well, everyone needs a Vintec wine cabinet. That's number one.
Absolutely.
But full of, whether it's Boundaries, Black Guts, I don't know, Ripper Creek, the Christian, whatever they are, whatever wine it is at Rusden's, it is premium, it is top notch.
Yep.
So every caller that won through to
They
got
won
a twin pack.
Twin pack, straight away.
And now they win the whole thing.
Well, yes.
Worth over $4,000.
If they were the fortunate one.
Okay, so we're going to win a ring, a lucky winner now. Here we go. Let's dial him up. Him or her.
Your call couldn't be connected.
Oh, no!
Please check the number and try again.
Next one.
Well, that could be.
Next one.
That could be a.
Do we do that again? What's the rules of engagement, or we just read the next one?
Well, let's just give it one more go. Hang on.
Give it one more go.
This is live radio, everybody.
You don't think it's an encrypted number, do you?
You want to hope not? No.
Your call couldn't be connected.
All right, they're out.
Well, that's our winner. So we'll have to go back to the rule book.
Let's do this. Let's go to the news, and we'll work out what the
real phone number is.
Because, when you do a chook raffle or a meat draw raffle...
It's normally redraw.
It's redraw.
Yeah, that old story.
The old... Yeah. No, redraw.
I'm not sure of the T's and C's on that one, Steve.
Well, let's go to head office. Hello, Amy.
Hello, how you doing?
Hey, Amy.
Hi, how you going?
Good. What do you reckon about tonight?
Well, I'm quietly excited, but I've been very nervous and feeling a bit anxious all day.
Yes, it's a common feeling, Amy. It's okay.
Well, there's a lot on the end of it, Amy.
There is. That's right.
Well, there is, and I didn't want to, start making plans for next week, but I've kind of, I've got them in the back of my mind of getting to Melbourne next week.
Well, there's no harm or jinxing in having a plan B ready to go.
No.
If you go too far and put it in place, then that's when you overstep the mark.
The footy gods will get you, Amy.
Yeah, correct, but
that's right. It's just a little bit of a thought, but nothing locked in.
Yeah,
so.
Well done. You do have to prepare. I would imagine, are you a mum?
Yes.
So you've been organised all your life, haven't you, Amy?
That's right.
Now, Amy, because you've rung... Here's a little backup plan. You're in the running, because this is drawn on Monday, flights and accommodation to the AFL Grand Final, Amy.
How's that, Amy? Just for ringing.
That would be absolutely brilliant.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Amy. All the best. We'll speak to you Monday.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, we've had help. We're going to try this again.
Okay.
All right, before we go to the headlines.
Wrong,
for the
wrong digit
Vintec
or
wine
something?
cabinet. Maybe.
Not enough digits?
Sure. Let's give it a go. This is it. It's dialing
That's
at
a
least.
better sound.
Much better sound.
Hello, Tim speaking.
Oh, g'day, Tim. It's Tim Ginniver speaking and Stephen Rowe speaking.
Timothy, Stephen, how are we?
What's wrong with your phone, Tim?
Yeah, but you cut us off.
Well, obviously works fine. I don't know.
Now we've got a prize, but this is the all-important question. We can't. Well, we won't do that to you, Tim. You've won the Vintech cabinet full of Rusden wines, mate.
Do you like
Thanks,
a little
guys.
drop of red, mate, or not?
I do, very much so.
Well, you are in luck, my friend, because this thing
It'll help
is
me-
chocolate
it'll help me
block
drown
full of
my sorrows
Rusdens.
watching
Oh,
North.
mate, that is unbelievable. Well, you're having a good run at the moment. Half-time score in the AFLW is not looking too good for Port, but 41
I'm enjoying
North,
it. Yeah.
0 Port. So, yeah, that's a nasty one.
So, Tim,
I might have to take some of that wine off you, looking at that scoreline.
Tim, you'll love the Rusden wines. It's all
I will.
premium. They're very generous. It'll be chock-a-block. I think we'll deliver it to you. I think Christian comes down with Craig. I think the last one I delivered.
Oh, how good.
Personally delivered, up on my shoulders. Actually, I needed a sack truck.
Well, this one will need a sack truck for.
So, Tim, congratulations, mate.
Fantastic, guys. That's great.
Nah,
That's
thanks
really
for
good news
listening,
for the
mate.
weekend.
You're always contributing as well. We
Well
really
done,
appreciate it, buddy.
Brilliant. All right, talk to you soon.
Thanks, Timmy.
Rusden Wines, home of the Black Gut Shiraz. To Christian and the team, Craig, well done. Boundaries, Black Guts. Would there be a sand scrub in there? No, probably not.
I tell you what, Tim is going to have a very good time.
He will.
Outstanding.
Yum,
On a
yum.
footy Friday for Rusden Wines, rusdenwines.com.au. Hamish Hartlett live at the SCG next.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. South Australia has maintained its AA1 credit rating according to Moody's. Defence personnel and federal police who served in Timor have been honoured 25 years after the peacekeeping operation on the island. Anthony Albanese and Joe Biden will sit down tomorrow in the US. And in sport, all eyes are on the SCG tonight, with Port playing the Swans for a spot in next week's grand final. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Meet Norwood and Glenelg players in Rundle Mall Saturday before they battle in the 2024 Grand Final.
Hello there. Got a crash to look out for at the moment in Blakeview. That's on Bentley Road near Craigmore Road. A twisted traffic light as well, thanks to a crash in Parafield. That's on Kings Road near Cross Keys Road. Also look out for some urgent sewer works on the parade near Fullerton Road in Kent Town. Discover the MG ZST from just $25,990 drive away, backed by MG's 10-year warranty. Visit your local dealer today. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, a shower or two tonight down to 11, a shower or two tomorrow 17. Right now it's 14 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 and as it happens on 5AA.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
The museum revamp plan has officially been scrapped. So unpopular was the government's plan for the revamping of the museum. Everyone found something to hate about the state government's plan to change the museum.
I think there was a bit of a PC view that the Egyptology area was a bit sort of like a Tintin book. Well, that's the exact thing that makes people love it.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
It's got a bit of a yesteryear quality.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
As well as tax cuts for all taxpayers, households and eligible small businesses will receive energy bill relief. And soon, people with an existing student loan will pay less overall. Visit supportingaustralians.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
To all those DIYers out there, All Equipment Hire is here for you. Even on a Sunday when the others are closed. You might be doing it yourself, but you're never doing it alone. We're your DIYB. That's DIY buddy. Doesn't matter if you're laying lawn, building a deck, pouring concrete, or pulling it up. We've got all the gear and all the advice at All Equipment Hire. Open 7 days. allequipmenthire.com.au. Your DIY buddy.
Just gave away the Vintech cabinet full of Rusden wines. We've got our Rusden shirts on. It's Rusden Footy Finals Friday, and they're our favourite in life. And we know up there at the Barossa, the Ancient Souls, the Old Vines, and plenty of Rusden's first-class wines. I like yours. No guts,
no glory. That's Christian. Don't worry about that. And you're right. A must-stop is our old faithful Black Guts up at Rusden Wines. The family is 7 generations grape growing. They got the best soil down there at Vinevale, the best climate, the water, hence the grapes, then the best winemaker in Christian, probably world class Christian.
Well, you got to say
he's very humble, but
very
he's
humble.
he's a genius.
And when you go through and have a look at everything they do, the process they do it with, it's any wonder that what the end produce is magnificent. Go there, try them all. Go and have the tasting. You won't be disappointed.
That's right. So do yourself a favour, take a visit to the cellar door. It's an experience in itself. Barossa, make your next red a Rusden or a white or a port, whatever you like. Check out rusdenwines.com.au.
Join Gliderol in celebrating the Colorbond Steal the Show promotion. By purchasing a roller door or sectional door made from Colorbond steel from Gliderol, now or within the last 12 months, you could win $100,000. Visit gliderol.com.au today for a free measure and quote. Retail customers only, T's and C's apply. See colorbond.com/steal the show, 18 plus only. Strict purchase and eligibility criteria apply. Ends 30/11/24.
Harvey Norman, your home of premium kitchen and laundry appliances. Right now, get 10 years warranty on Miele. That's right, receive 10 years full warranty on Miele home appliances. Now's the time to invest in Miele quality with a 10-year warranty on washing machines and dishwashers, built-in ovens, cooktops and more. Shop in store, shop online. Shop Miele at Harvey Norman and get 10 years warranty. Hurry, offer is for a limited time. Harvey Norman, best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The FIVEAA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
It's 24 minutes to 6. The countdown is on to the preliminary final.
Whoa.
We're about 90 minutes away. It's getting exciting. Keep your calls coming in. 8223 0000. Terry McCall, if not far away either.
Alrighty, we have a very special guest on the line, one of the assistant coaches of Port Adelaide, Hamish Hammer Hartlett. G'day, mate.
Good evening, fellas. How are we?
Good, good, mate. Now, I've got a question for you.
Sure.
Are you a good reader?
I'm capable.
Okay, can you read the playing group? You know, we were saying, like, are they going to be on? Are they going to be off? You know, what's it like, mate? You know, you feeling the vibe?
Yeah, look, I only just got in this afternoon, but you know, as the boys were entering the bus just before we departed the hotel a short time ago, they were certainly very up and about. There was a good positive energy around the group. There's a few of them just in front of me warming up on the oval as we speak, and a lot of smiles on their faces, so very excited about the opportunity, but definitely a look of you know, a steely sort of resolve in their eyes as well. So I think they're good for it.
Well, Rowey will give me a heap of stats. He'll throw a couple at you, but a fast start is the order of the day, isn't it? I mean, I think Port Adelaide have been very good at it, besides a couple of weeks ago, and Sydney traditionally a little slower.
Yeah, it's going to be important. I think it's important in every game that you play, Timmy, but no more so than when you're playing away in front of a hostile crowd, which the boys will do tonight at the SCG, and yeah, it is a good way to silence them if you can start the game well with high pressure and get some score on the board. It usually sets you up pretty well for the rest of the game.
It was us against the world last week. It was about pride. It was about your coach being really bristly, on edge, angry in actual fact, and it seeped through to the group and you played like that. Is there a similar theme or feel about this game, Hammer? Yeah,
there is. Rowey, Kenny, right from the word go this week, even in our review meeting that we had on Monday, by the end of the meeting, he really instilled that same sort of mindset into the playing group, right from the start of the week. So certainly the mentality the boys have approached training with all week, and we understand that that's the mentality it takes at this time of year to make sure you continue to win. So that's certainly been the feel around the place all week.
3 tools again. You're set on that model. Charlie's back in. Is there any added pressure on him tonight?
Oh, look, I don't think so. Charlie knows that he's in the team to provide a great contest for us, to provide some great leadership, which he's done exceptionally well for us this year. It wasn't too long ago that he played some really good footy. I think it might have been against Sydney, in fact, only sort of 5 or 6 weeks ago. And we know that him at his very capable best is hard work for any opposition, and it really inspires the rest of the players around him. So he's looking forward to a big game tonight.
Excellent.
Hey, Willie Rioli, I call him the value player. every touch is value, isn't it? By hand, by foot, he sets things up. I think he's, since 2018, they reckon he's had 18 score assists in finals, equal fourth in the comp. I mean, that's the sort of player he is, as well as kicking goals.
Yeah, he's spot on, Timmy. He, he's an incredibly valuable asset to our team. He's a player that thrives in these.
Well, Hammer's been hammered.
He's right in front of me as we speak, and talk about having that look in your eye, and he's certainly had it the last couple of weeks. He's a big game player, knows what it takes to play well in these games, and every possession that he gets is invaluable to us as a team. So hopefully, a big performance ahead for Willie again tonight.
Hammer, we were really impressed with the young players in the back line last week, and we thought Lockie Jones really had a game for the ages, just coming off of half back there and attacking it like he did. We were wondering whether he would be in the mix as a matchup for Tom Papley at all.
Yeah, I think there's a fair chance that Jonesy will spend some time on Papley this evening. I think, generally you sort of don't go into games with too many matchups. Key position players more so than smallers, because the small forwards on any opposition team can get really high up the ground, can get deep, so you need to chop and change as the game progresses. But yeah, Jonesy will spend some time on Papley tonight, no doubt. He was outstanding last week with his cleanliness and the drive that he gave us half back. So a really exciting opportunity for Jonesy again this evening.
Who's the sub?
The sub, you'll have to wait and see, Rowey. You will have to wait and see, my friend.
The game.
We've got about 24 texts through on the unique homestyle food text, Hammer, that we're interactive. Is Jason Horne-Francis starting on the bench or on the field?
That is also a very good question, and one that I genuinely cannot answer for you because I don't know, but I assume that he will be starting on the field as he did last week.
Okay.
But having said that, I reckon he came off at about the 2-minute mark in the first quarter, so whether he starts on or off, I don't think it faces Jason.
No,
just on him, Hammer, he had a full body cramp last week. How has he recovered this week, and is he moving okay?
No, he's been fine. He trained fully throughout the week. I think that was just evidence of how hard he and the rest of the midfielders were prepared to work last week to ensure that we won that game. So we're going to expect that same output from him and the other boys in there tonight.
Well, hopefully you got some salt tablets on the bench. Put one under his tongue.
Always plenty of salt, pickle juice, the whole works down on the bench, Rowey, so we get looked after.
The Powerade.
Hammer, get him up. It's exciting, mate. You know what it's all about. Prelim finals. You've lost the last 3 as a club. I'd love Ken to get through. It's all there in front of you. Win centre square, lock it in the front half, bring the heat, be in front at half time, and I'll be playing Can You Feel It for you, Hammer.
Spot on. Absolutely, Rowey. Thanks, mate. Thanks, boys, for your support, and we'll chat again soon.
Good luck, Hammer. That's Hamish Hartlett, Port Adelaide assistant coach, and always a great chat.
Well, another little handy omen ahead of tonight's game from Ian, who's texting on the Unique Homestyle Foods. He says, "Hi, guys. You wouldn't believe it. The other 2004 preliminary final was Geelong and Brisbane at the MCG on a Saturday night."
Wow. Actually, yes, that is a bit...
But you've got another couple, Tim, about Richmond.
Well, yeah, it came through earlier, just saying that Richmond finished bottom in 2004. Port made a grand final. They finished bottom again in 2007. Port made a grand final. Richmond just finished bottom.
Do it again.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. Too many things
was
are lining up.
Mulder and Scully? Scully and Mulder? Was that it? Yeah. Wow.
And there's a full moon.
Oh, supermoon.
Yesterday.
What's going on? All right, it's 17 minutes to 6. We're going to take more of your calls. Terry McAuliffe coming up very shortly. Let's check your traffic. For top brand tailor-fitted men's suits and casual wear, see Ignition for Men. They're at 54 Payneham Road, Stepney.
A couple of crashes to avoid on the way home tonight. In Elizabeth North on Woodford Road near White Parish Road. In Elizabeth Grove, Haydown Road near Sampson Road. And in Blakeview, Bentley Road near Craigmore Road. There's also a twisted traffic light in Parafield thanks to a crash. That's on Kings Road near Cross Keys Road. Also look out for urgent sewer works on the Parade near Fullerton Road. What's better than spending the day hiking through the great outdoors? Cracking open an ice-cold Great Northern once you're done. Great Northern, the beer from up here. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
It's the biggest game of the year, and you could be heading to the 2024 Toyota AFL Grand Final in style.
Tune into us weekdays from 6 till 9 and guess which suburban ground your Grand Final tickets are hiding at to get on the standby list.
The first person to guess correctly will be heading to Melbourne with a mate, flights and accommodation included for that one day in September.
This will be an incredible football experience you'll never forget as you watch on from the exclusive September Club at the MCG.
AFL authorised GF promotion GFAFL 24/156.
Whether you're coming into the city for footy, friends or family, or you're headed out into SA, you can let Stateliner do the driving for you. They have a fleet of modern, comfortable buses that connects Adelaide to the Eyre Peninsula, the Mid-North, Riverland and South East, with many towns in between. Stateliner buses are equipped with toilets, air conditioning, they're wheelchair accessible, and you can even charge your phone. With 50% off for pensioners, seniors, children and SA full-time students, let Stateliner do the driving for you. Book today.
Visit Jarvis Toyota's brand new undercover home in Brighton Road, Somerton Park and take advantage of savings across the Toyota certified pre-owned range. Enjoy the same feeling you get with a new Toyota at Jarvis with all certified pre-owned vehicles tested and backed by Toyota, including a full service history and 90-point safety check. Toyota certified pre-owned in a class of its own. Your Toyota journey starts at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park, proudly celebrating 23 years of great deals.
This is a winning season update for the Monopoly game at Macca's. Peel, scan and play today. That's how everyone is playing for a 1 in 4 chance to win. Now, who can blame them? $753 million in prizes up for grabs. Unreal.
It is unbelievable. 3 Isuzu MUX SUVs, TCL home entertainment packages, 10 grand's worth of Amazon.com.au gift cards. There's Christmas is done for 10 years.
Not wrong.
And what about free Maccas for a year?
Yeah, happy days. Download the My Macca's app and play today. More updates to come. Ends October 22nd. For full terms, visit mcdonalds.com.au.
The 2024 Host Plus Sound League Grand Final is this Sunday at Adelaide Oval. Catch all the action when Norwood battle Glenelg from 2:30pm to see who will be crowned Premiers of 2024. And we're celebrating the Festival of Footy. See Adelaide Oval covered with activities for everyone, with kids zones, bars and play on at the free after party in the McGarry Room. Get your tickets now from Ticketek. Plus free entry for under 18s. The Host Plus Sound League Grand Final. Nothing beats it. Nothing beats the Sandful.
When the mornings start getting warmer and the sun rises a little bit earlier, the dream you let lie dormant over winter wakes. It's time to start with Olympic Industries Spring Sale. Huge savings on locally engineered verandas, carports, garages, tool sheds and more. Start building your dream now. And one day you'll look back at where it all started, in your own backyard, with Olympic Industries Spring Sale. On now.
Harris Scarf's mid-season sale is on now. Save 50% off latex and memory foam pillows, 40 to 60% off quilts and 40 to 60% off quilt cover sets. Hurry, sale ends Monday 7th of October. Exclusions apply. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The FIVEAA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
12 minutes to 6. We have Terry McAuliffe moments away, but of course we still want your calls. The best caller tonight wins a Rusden Blackgut Shiraz, and you're just going to sneak in to the standby list for this grand final experience.
Hello, Spog.
G'day, how you going?
Gee, I had to be very careful when I said that.
Yeah, what's going on, Spog?
Just want to talk about the footy.
Yeah.
My opinion, Charlie should be at full forward tonight.
Yep,
but he should play in the square, in the full forward square, because the modern game, whether you like it or not, it reminds me of mini league. You got 36 players chasing the ball.
Yeah.
So if a full forward stays at full forward, when Port get the ball in the back lines, generally there's nowhere to go. They've got to wait. But if you put a full forward up there, and if the Swans put someone with him, it's a 50-50 chance. For you put the ball in front of him, Charlie's going to get it.
That's our problem with delivery, though, Spog. I reckon when they see Charlie, they just kick it to the supermoon that's going to be out there tonight. That's my concern. So we'll see how that one plays out. Let's go to Tennyson. G'day, Tony.
Hello.
What do you got for us on tonight, buddy?
Well, I've got ulterior motive. I want to win the tickets to go to Melbourne.
Nothing wrong with that, mate. Tony, nothing wrong with
Tony.
ulterior motives.
I understand you're ringing up and you'll be a part of that draw. There's no doubt about
No
that.
problem.
But any thoughts on tonight's game,
Earlier in
Tony?
the year, when we there was a lot of competition around percentages. People were moving from second to fourth and seventh and whatever. And I just thought to myself, there's a lot of disadvantage in the fact that people play bottom side more so than other teams. And if you're in the top 8, you play the other top 8 teams a lot. And I thought to myself, well, we like to see people run out the game and win something or other. I thought if you played a point per quarter and 2 points for winning the match, so the maximum you could get was 6 points, then people would be rewarded, clubs would be rewarded for a close game.
Mm-hmm.
They might 3-3, they might be 4-2, whatever. It might make a bit of difference because at the moment, with the way, if you play a bottom side, a lot of the bottom side, you end up with a higher percentage.
So, Tony, say I won the game, but I only won 1 quarter, but I won it extensively. The opposition would get 3 points, and I'd get 4. Would that be the way it works?
If you won the game, you get 2, and
Only
if you won
2.
3 quarters, you get 3. So there'd be 5-1.
Oh, wow. Okay. Gee whiz. That would really be
And-
a scoring
and if it
system.
came,
Incentive to win quarters.
Well, we like to encourage the North Melbournes, the Richmonds, the whatever, the bottom side, to play it out. What's to play for in the last quarter? Well, you still could win something.
Tony, I might get somebody with a better brain than mine to actually work out what would happen this year with that system.
Yeah, you'd have to go through every game and every quarter.
Tony, good contribution, mate. You're in the running.
For that Blackguts, let me tell you.
All right, it's time to do this.
Timmy and Terry's tips.
Yeah, Terry, I nearly gave myself another suspension.
Oh, no.
Well, I think only Deep Float Diva got up last week, Terry.
Yes, it did. Rowey's favourite horse.
Yes, that's right. He was very excited about
I'd love
it.
to call a race with that in it. I'm a bit dyslexic.
I think it'd be your last race. But at least we had a win. There was one win there.
We did.
Anyway. Yeah.
And boys, I listened to you on Wednesday night with Jimmy Bartell, which I love listening to driving home from the races on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And Timmy, you were saying that you don't tip though generally. You don't tip.
I don't like to make predictions. That's in football. In racing, I'm happy to destroy everybody.
Okay.
So predictions of what? What are the 3 things you said?
I said they're only made by soothsayers, clairvoyants, and fools. Yeah. So
I'm more the fool.
And maybe that's what this segment is. A fool's gold. Oh dear. Well, I have picked out 2, Terry. I'll go first tonight. I'm going for an absolute certainty. I reckon race 1, number 1, Gold Rush Guru.
Yeah, I'm with it as well.
Good. All right. So that's a
this
Tim and Terry
horse is
tip.
trained. Yeah, this horse is trained by my brother-in-law, Andrew Lewis, and they're hoping it'll be going to Melbourne and running in, one of the big races coming up in Melbourne this spring, whether it be the Caulfield Guineas or the Victorian Derby. It's a very, very promising horse. So I'm with you, Timmy. Race 1, number 1,
Excellent.
Gold Rush Guru.
Other one is race 7, number 2, Favourite Child. I was told to do that by my youngest daughter.
I've got to tip this race, Terry.
Oh, has he?
Yep.
Oh, hello.
Race 4, number 10.
Yep.
Pussies galore.
No, it's not actually pronounced like that.
No.
What? No, it's not pronounced like that. Terry, let's get on with your
How do you do
tips.
that one then, Tez? We dumped that. How do you do race 4, number 10?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that got through, actually.
No.
Pussy galore.
Yeah.
It's one that I reckon it's one that.
So how come he was allowed to
was
do
a
it and I
James-
wasn't?
It was a James Bond movie.
Well, it is. There's nothing wrong with that. It's the name of a horse.
Well, it is now. So, Terry, have you got another tip for us?
I'm going to go my value bet in race 8, number 3. Race 8, number 3,
back.
Gilladora.
Gilladora's
Race
back.
8, number...
Yep.
Your beauty.
Yeah. Race 8, number 3, Gilladora, did the right thing for us a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to stick fat with her. I think she's got a great chance.
And I do like, I think Favourite Child certainly got a chance, the one that you like in race 7, Timmy. But in that same race, I'm going to go with number 5, Tap In for Par, for all of the golfers out there.
Oh, yeah, good one.
Oh, that's an omen if I've ever seen one. Love it. Tap In for Par. Beautiful. Any from Johnny?
What did Johnny like? Johnny liked, he thought Gold Rush Guru would be hard to beat in race 1, but what did he make his best bet? He made his best bet a bit later in the program.
Race 4, number 10?
No, it was not
that. He wasn't. He wasn't Pussy Galore. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't there. He liked race 7, number 3, Brave Star.
Well, there's a trifecta for us.
There
Isn't
you
it?
go.
2, 3, 5 in race 7. Love it. Well done, Terry.
Well done, Tez.
And best of luck to you. I know you're a beloved Bay man, aren't you?
I am, and I'll be there tomorrow at your beloved Norwood Oval as well, though, Rowey, for the Shocks. The B grade and the C grade are playing in the grand finals tomorrow. I'll be there. Yeah, so I'll be hoping that Shocks can come up trumps in the Bs and the Cs at tomorrow.
Well done,
Big weekend of footy. Thanks, Terry. Appreciate your time,
Cheers,
buddy.
boys.
Terry McCauliffe for racing.com.
Now, it's 5 to 6. I thought we'd do a quick preview. Norwood v Glenelg. It's Norwood gunning for its 32nd grand final, which is
Premiership.
Premiership.
Mm-hmm.
They take on an informed Glenelg. There's no question about that. They've come from the elimination final. Norwood rested, which is, I don't know, a positive or a negative. You've done it this way a number of times, Timmy. I think they were the clear best team all year. I think they've got the 3 aspects of the game good. They defend very well. They can hit the scoreboard. And their midfield works both ways. With Boyd in ruck is terrific. I think the threats of Glenelg are obviously their forwards, McBean, Reynolds and Hosey. I'm happy that Seymour, Hurd and Donnelly can get that done. I know there's a bit of height there with McBean. It's about the delivery that gets in there. If it's clean, they'll hurt you. If it's not, and that's where Norwood's really good. I think they're well coached, they're well drilled, they're beautifully structured. I think they're hungry. And I'd just like to put a special shout out to our Monday man, the Sample man. His name is Matt Panos, playing his 150th. For 19 weeks he's been out. He's worked really, really hard. I think it can be confirmed that he is selected. He is playing.
They've made it pretty clear on their socials.
I think it's
Norwood,
pretty clear. So to Matty, to Nord, the team, he's a match winner. To Twig, job well done. It's all in front of you. Good luck.
It's a great case that you've put forward, and I think it's very hard to argue with that. The only team I actually thought in the final series that could beat them is
this
Glenelg.
one, yeah.
And the reason for that is their midfield's back and running up really well. You know, Matty Allen is a very good player.
Best player in the comp.
I think he's AFL material. He stands at about 192 centimetres.
Yeah.
He's a big body mid.
Best player in the comp.
Wing, mid, inside mid, forward, kicks goals. But you've got Lyons playing well. You've got Snook playing well.
Snooky.
McGree's got a really big job against Harry Boyd. He can't allow him to get 12 clearances just by grabbing it and ripping it out of the ruck. He's got to challenge him there. So if they can do that, they've got a forward line, not only with those 3 big names that you mentioned in Hosey and Reynolds and McBean, but their smalls are really good.
They do well,
their smalls work really hard, and their defence, their experience of Max Proud has been unbelievable in this final series. So I'm expecting a cracking grand final, and I'm sort of sitting there going, you know what? I reckon it's a goal either way.
Yeah, well said. Doc Curran, you didn't mention him.
Great player.
Yeah, they got some fantastic players both sides
Can't
across
wait.
all lines, so that'll be a massive game on Sunday. 2 minutes to 6, the news coming up, and Treaders in Sydney.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Hey there. Is your car's next service coming up? Book your next